Welcome back to that car vlog channel, Inglorious Tunnel Vision.
How's it going, everybody? I'm Andy, and in case you couldn't tell by the previous clip, this is that car vlog channel. Hope everyone's doing okay during this whole coronavirus nonsense. I fortunately am considered essential, so I'm still very busy. Anyway, enough of that. It's time for some more Dakota content. If you don't already know, this splotchy red thing is my 1994 Dodge Dakota SLT. It has the 318 or 5.2 liter V8 up front and four-wheel drive. There's a little bit of catch-up. We're going to be doing a few more things to it. This video is going to be dedicated to one thing in particular, however, which is right here in the bed. Boom. Borla exhaust. So, with a tax refund this year, I picked up a brand new Borla exhaust. It's more specifically a Borla ProXS muffler, which is going to replace the old rotten crap on this truck. Real quick, let me go here and get my light and I'll show you what I mean. Here we go. So here is the, I'm assuming, factory muffler on this truck. And it is a bit worse for the wear. There it goes. And here's another one. Later. So, that's got to go. Also, this exhaust tip here also has to go. So I've already talked to the muffler shop. It's the same shop that put the exhaust on the Chevy. And they're going to be able to actually cut off and use this pipe right here. So they might have, the guy said he may have to put about a foot in front of the muffler. But the rest of this pipe can still be used, which is great. It means less cost. Now, I am only doing one. And I thought about it earlier today. I probably could have found a way to get a one tube in, two tubes out, and do duals under the bumper. But I've already bought this. I'm going to go with this, and it is what it is. So we're going to have this right here. It's going to be running down that passenger side just the same, and come out in the same location. I might see if I might put it more in the middle, maybe. You know, more center between the bumper and the wheel arch. I think that might look a little bit better. I don't know. It might just come out there anyway. But we're going to run the one side. I can't run true duals down both sides because the gas tank is in the way on the other side. I mean, the clearance between it and the frame and it and the drive shaft, I mean, this just, the tolerances are too tight. You can't do it without some heavy modification, which I'm not willing to do. So that's going to happen. In the morning, wifey's going to follow me out there in her van. We're going to drop this thing off. I'm going to go to work, and I'll check in with him a little bit later in the day, probably while I'm on my route, since my route is in their area, and talk about this thing before they actually get started on it. So, that being said, I will see everyone tomorrow. But first, I do want to remind everyone who maybe hasn't seen a video on this truck before that I think anyway, these 318s, these V8s and these Dakotas have a great sound anyway. Now let me give you a cold start on this thing. Pretty sure it's cold by now. And let you hear what it sounds like even with this stock, rusty, beat up exhaust. And a very good morning. It is early now. I'm going to head out to the muffler shop, park the truck, and the wife's going to take me to work. and we'll check in later. But first, pit stop, and we're off again. There she is. And here it is, Mighty Muffler in Knoxville. The folks who did this exhaust on my old C10 have done a bit other work for me as well. Are going to be the same people to put the exhaust on this truck, so I know I'm going to be happy. And drop the key and go to work. Alright, so I'm back at Mighty Muffler, ready to pick the truck up. Here she is. Let's go ahead and get a look underneath before I start it up. I already know what it looks like. I came out here yesterday and previewed it, but I couldn't pick it up because I had to work again. But check this out. We have a brand new section of pipe through here and no catalytic converter. They called me, said they believe the cat was starting to go bad, but there's no O2 monitoring on this thing. So perfectly safe to just get rid of it. So sliced it out of there. Once we're in the state of Tennessee, it doesn't matter. So no more cat. Go up here. There's the Borla muffler. I took it up over the back axle. And right back here with a nice shiny new angle cut tip. Man, this looks good. Let's see what it sounds like. Right there, I think that sounds good. To listen to this thing idle, man, that's not too bad. I got a little bit of condensation spray on the camera. That's great. But I think it's actually a little bit quieter than it used to be at idle. I've already heard it. I think it sounds good. We're gonna let it warm up and take it out and see how it sounds driving down the road. Before we roll out though, I just want to give another shout out to the folks here at Mighty Muffler in Knoxville. These people do amazing work, very good quality work. They did the exhaust on this, obviously. They did the flow masters on my Chevy C10. I've had them do brakes on one of our vans before. They're just great people. They do good work, reasonably priced. I've never had a problem with this shop, literally ever. And I would highly recommend them to anyone. They didn't ask me to do this. They don't even know I make videos, so they don't even know I'm doing this. But I feel like they deserve a shout out, and they deserve as much business as they can get. Clearly, they're not slowing down even during this pandemic. They got lots of stuff going on. Look at this beautiful C6. Got a, can't tell from where I'm sitting if that's a Nova Chevelle, but that's beautiful. And that Mustang sitting over there, isn't that pretty? They've got a lot going on, even during the pandemic. So happy for them. But if you're in the Knoxville or surrounding areas, you need something done, mufflers, exhaust brakes, check out Mighty Muffler. Alright, let's hit the road. Alright, I mounted the camera on this vent window on the back of the cab and opened it up. I've opened my sliding window, so hopefully we'll get some good sound coming through here. See what she sounds like driving down the road. That's not a bad sound for a basic Borla muffler in one pipe. And this wasn't really, I mean, this is a $100 muffler, 106 or something. Not the most expensive thing you can get. I think it sounds okay. And this doesn't need to be a loud truck anyway, because, well, it's a daily. The wife rides in it from time to time. She doesn't really like all as loud as much as I do. So I think she'll be happy that it's actually a little bit quieter. It seems to idle better, or not better, but quieter. Although I'd say it probably run better with the more free-flowing exhaust now. I think it sounds good. Let's go find another place to make some noise. And here's the place we're going to make that noise. Now here we have is a little tunnel. There's no big tunnels that I can get to without driving and leaving Knoxville. If I want to do a real tunnel, I'd have to leave Knoxville and go to Gatlinburg or to Middlesboro, Kentucky. Well, to the Kentucky-Tennessee state line, the Cumberland Gap Tunnel. But here is a little one car wide and not extremely tall. Definitely can't get a box truck through here. But it's an access tunnel that goes up underneath Alcoa Highway. And a lot of UT, so this is UT Medical Center, the UT Hospital. University of Tennessee Hospital. And this tunnel just access. A lot of the employees use this to get from the southbound side into the medical center more easily than going through all the traffic and such. But here it is. We're going to see if this thing will give me any kind of echo effect. Oh man, that was not bad. I'm going to turn this thing around to do that again. Okay, now that was fun, and I don't remember getting those such just raw noises out of the Chevy. Maybe I wasn't paying attention. I don't know, but man, that was good. In fact, I haven't used that tunnel since I did my first video ever starring the Chevy back in May or June of 2011, or not 2017. So that was fun. So there you have it. New exhaust on the old Dakota. And those 318s sound really good. And they sound even better through a Borla, I gotta say. It may not be for everybody, but I like it. It idles quieter. I've got elderly neighbors, so they'll like that. My wife will like it. It doesn't drone in the cabin. I get a lot of wind noise in the cabin anyway, so it doesn't really matter. But when you want it to sound loud and you want it to sound good, step on it and it does. Really, really happy with the way that turned out. I could have probably figured out a way to do duals straight out under the bumper, but honestly I didn't even think about it. When I determined I couldn't do true duals, one down each side of the truck, I just said screw it, I'll do one. Did not expect to do a cat delete, but I'm okay with that. Like I said, we're in Tennessee, there's no inspections, and that's just going to open it up and make it flow more freely, and might even make the engine run better now. So sweet, good deal. I'm really happy about that. I will here eventually do another more in-depth exhaust video dedicated just to the sounds themselves, not the whole vlog of going to the shop and going back to the shop and all that. But just like I did with the second video on the channel, which was a full exhaust video on the Chevy. I'll do that again because I know people search for those videos. My video with my dual Flowmaster 44s on the Chevy has reached over 100,000 views. It's taken 3 years to do that almost, but it has, which tells people search for this stuff. So I'm going to put another one up of this Borla on this Dodge 318. Anyway, I hope everybody enjoyed going along for the ride. While I got this done, you like the sound of the truck, If you did and you want to see more from me, whether it be on this truck, on the Chevy, I've got things coming on the Chevy. Everything's slow though. And just any other videos I might put up. If you want to see those, make sure you hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. Click on that notification bell so you'll know when it happens. If you feel so inclined, go follow me on Facebook and Instagram at that car vlog channel. Occasionally I actually post things on there. Not as much as I probably should, but I do. As always, I'm still looking for cars to review and drive for the channel. I also want to be able to do car reviews. And hello, Lifestar helicopter. That's Lifestar. They're the helicopters that flies the people into UT Medical Center. Anywhere was it? Oh yeah. Cars to review. If you have anything you want me to be willing to let me drive and review on the channel, hit me up, send me a message on Facebook or Instagram. As always, I'll link a list down below of things I'd be interested in reviewing, although some of them may be more ambitious than others. I understand if nobody wants to do anything during this pandemic right now. How things are, I totally get it. But in the future, if you will let me do that, absolutely, be more than appreciative. Anyways, hope you enjoyed. I've rambled on long enough. Y'all have a good one now.